What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Steele. Hey, join the Prowl Nation family. Hit that subscribe button for us, baby, and go ahead and join and be part of the channel. Today is Wednesday, Hump Day, baby, February 22nd, 2023. On deck for the day's show, Coach Mike looks at Todd Walsh's departure and how it affects Detroit's defensive line. LL says, man, forget Micah Parsons. And I ask, is the NFL Combine still relevant? But before we get into all that, man, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew, man. Y'all see that shirt, man? Yaktown don't back down, baby. Yaktown's finest El Guapo t-shirt, Tupperware exchange proprietor. It's my man, LL Cool Toys. What's going on, my guy?
What's down, Proud Nation, and good morning.
Man, y'all know who it is. It's the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan. Down there looking like Braylon Edwards Jr. this morning, man. It's my man, the Wolf Lion. Who?
Wolf Lion, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fan?
Let's get this thing started
Right now.
Let's go.
Detroit Lions talk, baby.
Welcome to Detroit. Welcome back to the show, people, man. Coach Jones. Now, we kind of hit on this the other day, but you want to go a little in depth because you're the defensive coach, man. You coach D-line. Talk to me about what's going on with Todd Wash and his departure.
Yeah, so as we all have heard now, man, Frank Wright and swooped Todd Walsh up from us. So we did actually lose a coach to Carolina. Glad it wasn't the one that we thought we was going to lose to Carolina, Ben Johnson. But Todd Walsh is a very pivotal coach. I think this might be swept under the rug a little bit. Todd Walsh, I think, is a top 10 D-line coach. Todd Walsh had that D-line in Jacksonville ready to go.
Jacksonville, baby.
Those young D linemen was ready, and it was because of Todd Walsh, and that's one area where I do have a little concern because our defensive line is so young, and Todd Walsh is so influential in building D linemen. They relate to him. He knows how to get them to do exactly what it is that they need to do to become better players. He knows how to get it out of them, man, and they like his technique, his philosophy. He's a good coach, and actually he was my candidate if Aaron Glenn ever left to become the defensive coordinator for the Lions. So, man, I really think this is bigger than what we're leading on. Not particularly us, but what the Lions are leading on, because that defensive line is a young group that might be the best unit on defense. Well, is the best unit on defense. And man, losing a guy like Todd Walsh is big, man. It's gonna hurt, and I hope that we have somebody in place to mentor them and to push them along, man. Because that's a big loss. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. That's a big loss, man. So what do you guys feel about Todd Walsh leaving, and who do you think the Lions will pick to replace Todd Walsh, in-house or out-of-house?
I'm not sure who they're going to pick to replace him. I can't sit here and say that I've researched defensive line coaches that are available. Because Walsh, I will say he was a part of the Lions' improved pass rush in 2022. Really wasn't that great his first year in Detroit, but it improved last year. It wasn't the greatest, but it was definitely improved. However, I think some of the addition of some of those young talented pass rushers and Hutch and Pascal and Houston definitely helped. And I think they were the biggest part of the improvement was the personnel change and not just the coaching, because they improved the Detroit Lions sack number. But to caveat on what you said about them guys are being young, I think they're young enough that they can adapt to another coach as long as they're teaching AG's scheme in a similar manner. I think that they could go in-house just to, in fact, to keep the continuity, maybe elevate the assistant defensive line coach and, bring another assistant in. There's going to be an adjustment period either way because, like you said, he is influential and he did help those guys. And I agree with that. He could have been the next candidate for defensive coordinator because he was a defensive coordinator in Jacksonville. So he kind of took a demotion coming to Detroit. So, but that kind of confuses me for the lateral move to Carolina, where he's not getting promoted. He's just a lateral move. His move is more question for me. I'm like head scratching than it was for Deuce Staley because we know why Deuce Staley left because he wanted to be near his ailing mother, but we don't know what the hell is going on with Ty Wash. Whether or not seem to be doing well. But I mean, you ain't gonna know until you ask him personally. So
yeah,
but what you got, LL? I feel what you're saying. It's gonna be but I think the guys are young enough that they can adapt.
Yeah, that's kind of the point, or that's kind of my outlook on it, or that's the point of view I want to have on it. A hopeful one is that, these guys, they're young enough and they can get with another coach and they can still be molded up. It's got to be a good coach, though. I think about Aiden Hutchinson when I think about Ty Wash, and I don't know if there's a direct correlation, but I just remember in the preseason and early in the season, I talked about it for sure, but like when they do that boot, they just boot the hell out of us. And he was crashing down too far in and letting the guy get wide. By the end of the season, we seen that discipline completely change, and he would shut that down almost entirely by himself. If they were trying to boot to his side, he would take almost a perfect angle to cut him off. He, get his hand, and I once again, I don't know if that's Ty Wash especially, but if that was his D-line coach, that's what I'm gonna get the credit to. So, man, whoever we get to replace him, I hope he's good enough. As a joke in my head, I was thinking Curt was gonna say Michael Brockers is gonna replace him as D-line coach. But this is a point where this would come in handy. Like I don't know what his role is, but like if he is one of those kind of vets, this is where it's his time if he were to stay around, because we probably gonna cut him, but this is where his value could be, this is where his value could be there, because he can help coach these young guys, but he won't be around probably.
Probably.
Hell no. No.
I mean, now we got a coaching open, so maybe he will. I don't know.
He said probably. He probably
He said the C stood for clipboard. So yeah. Now stand for coach.
It ain't probably. We gonna cut the hell out of it. We gonna get a Ginsu knife and cut his ass. We
remember them Yamagatsu knives, whatever it was.
Yeah. Hey, what's that? The cans that say, "Ooh, we can cut through a can." That's what we gonna use.
Yeah. Bricks and rocks and stuff.
We gonna cut his ass, man. We go, woo. Man, it's gonna be like Kill Bill in that mother. But anyway,
that's a good one. That is a good one.
On the video, man. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section, man.
That's a good one, Curt.
That's a good one. It's time for the family discussion topic. Will Wash leaving hurt the defense? So answer it. Give us your honest opinion. Do you think how or if it will hurt us with Ty Wash leaving for the Carolina Panthers? Like I said, hit the comment section of the video. You're going to talk about it in the premiere, but in the comment section, go ahead and leave us a comment on the video on how you feel about Ty Wash leaving and how it will affect the defense, man. All right, now I saw this and I have to agree with the sentiment, man, but LL says, man, F Micah Parsons, man, because he out there just talking reckless. What you got, LL, on this topic?
Let me tell you a real short story about Micah Franklin Parkins. Parks. What is his name? Parsons. Mm-hmm. Micah, whatever the hell I just said, Parsons. Fuck Micah Parsons. So, number one, we'll just get into it. So, on this week on Twitter, I didn't really get this anyway, but I understand. It's been tweeted around by different sports pages that Amon-Ra was reaching out to Jalen Ramsey on coming to Detroit. His tweet said, Jalen, if you can hear this, I know you played with Jared Goff before. I know you played with Goff before. Detroit might seem like a landing spot, my guy. Talk to me. I think did he? I don't know. It was he tweeted it, or I think he said that in an interview.
It was on his. It was on the 33rd podcast. With his brother.
My apologies. Yeah, it was. I know it was because right as soon as I said that, I remember seeing or hearing a clip of it. But my apologies. Yeah, he had said that, and then in response, completely unprovoked, Micah Parsons, dumbass, said, "I'm sorry, no one going from LA to Detroit." And I get that. And he put a lot of laughing emojis. I know he don't necessarily mean it that much, I don't think. But I understand that. And that's what Twitter is, right? And then shortly after that, Jalen Ramsey himself responded and said, much love to Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tried my hardest to get y'all in the playoffs this year. I won't comment on my future, though. We shall see. You could take that 100 different ways. He didn't really say much. He just said shout out to them guys, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But moral of the story still remains. But fuck Micah Parsons. Why you always talking? He just be saying stuff. A lot of times, he says things, and I'm gonna use. Curt gave me this one right when we was talking beforehand. He like to throw rocks and hide his hand. I don't like him. I don't. He's a good football player, and this is on me. I'm going to put this out there. I don't think this is what it really is, but just to spice it up just a tad. Maybe he feel a certain way that we didn't take him. Maybe he feel a way that we took Penei Sewell over him. And maybe that's why he want to say something else like, oh, anybody want to go to Detroit? No way. You probably did want to be here. You would be here, bossing up and wearing buffs and all that shit, because you definitely one of them type of dudes to immerse yourself in the culture for clout and all that kind of stuff. But just shut up. Like he got a bad habit of just talking and saying stuff with whatever he was saying about Jalen Hurts, and then he took it back like he always
saying something running your mouth.
I know. And then I know that, and then got to take it back. I know everybody ain't messing with Kanye, but he got a good one that I use often, and that's you ain't was. And I'm about to mess it up too, but something about you ain't never got a collagen or fix your lips like collagen, and then something about fixing like collagen. So you always got to just go out there and say something and take it back. That's just his MO so far. You known for being a pretty good pass rusher and just saying shit that you shouldn't be saying. So shut up, get the Cowboys to winning some things. And we play all this year, so you better watch your ass. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, watch your mouth and mind your business. That's the first thing I'm going to say.
Know your role.
Yeah. So Micah Parsons, though, he wasn't the only person taking shots at the Lions yesterday. Oh.
Who else, Curt?
Panthers.com beat writer Darren Gant took a couple of shots at the Lions when writing an article about new Panthers senior coaching assistant Jim Caldwell. Now, the first shot I will say was kind of justified, because he said that the Caldwell was inexplicably fired by the Lions, and I agree, it was inexplicably fired because Bob Quinn fired Jim after a winning season to do the homie hire and hire the worst head coach in team history, Matt Patricia. Now the second shot by Gant, now here again, mind your business and watch your mouth. He said nobody wins in Detroit when it comes to head coaches. To that I say this. I tweeted this out yesterday. Gant, you have no business. We'll see you when the Panthers come to Detroit this year, because it's some get back on that one this year when y'all come to Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
It's some get back this year. And
oh, yeah.
Keep that same energy. Now, I tweeted this out yesterday to all those people that talking trash about the Lions right now, because the Lions ain't did nothing but have a winning season.
Yeah, ain't did nothing to y'all.
Yeah. To say, keep that same energy when the Lions are putting their foot on y'all neck in 2023. And again, I'm going to tell you one more time, watch your mouth and mind your business when you're talking about the D and you're talking about the Detroit Lions. What you got, Coach Jones?
I was getting my conditioning in yesterday, and I ran into fellow Jacktown native and UFC fighter Chaos Williams. Chaos said he gonna take him down, and then I'm gonna punch the hell out of him. And
I'm gonna do something bad too. I can't think of that right now. I'm gonna throw rocks on him or something.
Well, and then after I punch the hell out of him, when Chaos is choking in his sleep, then
I'm gonna run his pockets.
Yeah, he run his pockets, and then I'm telling you, Micah, you don't really want it like that. Hey, y'all pretty in Dallas, but we rough around here, bro. This the dirty glove, man.
Dallas get rough too.
And then this the dirty glove, bro. You better watch him.
You're right, but I'm just saying.
Micah Parsons. We all know Micah Parsons was just playing, man. He probably a little bit of mixed feelings, because he probably did want to come to the D, because we do fit his personality. But it was all fun and jokes. But if it wasn't, like I said, A, B, and C, bro.
Yeah, he's a cat that says a lot and has to take a lot of back. Like you said, he thought fix his lips like collagen and end up an apologen. So
I messed it up. I appreciate you for that, Curt.
He's one of them cats, man. He runs his mouth. He kind of got some of that AB in him. You know what I'm saying? Like always saying something out of his mouth that's crazy.
I don't want to take it that far, but and of course
I give it 4 seasons. He'll be running around naked on the field, taking his jersey
I
off,
hope
man.
not. I pray not.
Hey, Mike,
No, I'm just playing, man. Now, but
and again, that's it's Twitter. I understand what it is. I don't want to make it seem because I know I said some mean stuff. But I don't want to make it seem like it is.
Being a troll is not good for your health sometimes.
Yeah, not in a game when they can see you a few weeks later. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean, or maybe it's the perfect way to do it. And what the fuck? What is going on with Carolina? Why they so on? As the youngsters used to say, get off our jock, cuz like why y'all
Here's my thing is like you had the upper hand. Y'all beat the brakes off us this season. Y'all had the upper hand. Why you gotta talk about us? We ain't do nothing to you. We hadn't said nothing about y'all.
You pulled
the game.
You pulled Deuce, and I, completely understandable. So we gonna leave that alone. Mm-hmm. But you tried to pull Ben Johnson. You pulled Ty Walsh. You like what the hell is going on over there? Like are y'all trying? You talking about nobody wins in Detroit? Are y'all trying to beat Detroit? What the fuck going on, Carolina? I know y'all wear the same. Are y'all similar blues?
Yeah,
it's all cuz. But what's going on?
I get mixed up with wearing Carolina stuff all the time down here, and I'm like, it's ain't the same blue, man. This is a lion, not a panther. So
lion. Versus panther.
Yeah, they're a big cat. They always. I think it's what's that? Imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So
little man syndrome.
Yeah, if you can't beat us, you want to beat us. So be us. So it is what it is, man. Hey, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Hey, do us a favor, grab yourself some Lions gear over at Fanatics.com. Links in the description below. Portion of the proceeds from that link go to help us go to content right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Check us out on Lions Nation Unite to help bring you this content. So go check out my man Herman Moore and them over there at Lions Nation Unite. You can download the app in the Google, Android, or Apple App Store for your mobile devices, or just type in lionsnationunite.com in your web browser. While you're over there, go ahead and grab yourself some LNU gear at the LNUshop.com. It's always game day in the LNU Shop app. Then make sure you check us out on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com and CurtSteele.com. Man, go ahead and check out, man. We got some different content for you over there on those platforms. So go ahead and check it out. Some great stuff. And while you're out there on the Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com, hit yourself some Prowl Nation gear at lionsontheprowlshop.com. My man, Coach Jones, you see that Wolverine, you see that big block M on his hat right there. He got you hooked up, man, with the wolverlion.com. Because if you're a Wolverine on Saturday and a Lion on Sunday, go to wolverlion.com and Coach Jones is going to hook you up. Check out my man, Big Lion Man. Do your part in the fight against cancer, especially in the state of Michigan, because his up gear, the proceeds from those sales of that shirts and t-shirts and whatever else he's selling out there, go to help the American Cancer Society of Michigan. So we paid our bills, man. Now it's time for Curt to get into his topic, man. Woo! Is the NFL Combine still relevant? Let's take a look, man. Now, it's been a few things that's been said about the NFL Combine. There's been some racial things said. I'm not going to get into all that, man. But NFLPA Executive Director DeMaurice Smith had the latest statement about the Combine. You can go check this article out over there on CBSSports.com in their NFL section. So NFL Executive Director, DeMaurice Smith says, calling for an end to the yearly NFL scouting combine. He says the teams get the same information from regional pro days. One of the reasons he said is that it will not separate the players from their final semesters in college for an extended period like the combine does. Because, the combine, they're flying from all over the country to go to one centralized location in Indy. And he says, man, that kind of pulls them away from their studies. It'll be more advantageous to some of those players, especially the guys that are going to be graduating, to stay local. And it won't take them away from their final semesters in college. But another reason, and this is a big reason, he says, is the medical examinations. He said sometimes they can hurt draft prospects. But another thing, it says that as soon as they get to the combine, they have to waive their protections of their medical information. That means like they have to waive all their HIPAA rights. And it's not good because there's something in your medical records that you don't want anybody to find out about. And as long as it has nothing to do with on the field play. You look at it, everything is open. They take away all their rights to their medical information. You're talking about something that not even has to do with like playing. So they said the NFL medical staff combs over their complete medical history to include asking questions about nothing to do with the ability to play on the field. So they can
agree with that though.
Any questions about any now. Some things that I don't want anybody just coming around my medical history, especially if it has nothing to do with my job. There's things should be off limits.
When they can ask questions, they don't got nothing to do. I thought you meant because I know like
they can ask,
like when remember they asked what's his name? What's his mama?
Yeah, but
something like that.
Yeah, they can ask any question about anything in their medical records. Like nothing's off limits. And that's one of the things that he says that's not good because it opens them up to ridicule and really embarrassing stuff that has nothing to do with their play on the field. And another point that he says that you're talking about, you want to see them in person, things of that nature. He says that you can see anything that these players are doing on the internet. You can find film on, especially the current players. You look at the guys that's coming out, you can track their careers all the way back to Pop Warner. All them highlights are out there on YouTube or some kind of scouting research sites. So that's one of the things that he was like, the league needs to, they said the leagues needs to get rid of the scouting combine and goes toward regional pro days. Now, talking about that, here's my thing. I ask you the question, is the NFL combine still relevant? And I'll tell you why it is for the NFL, the business of the combine. It's all about that paper, man. Now, I'll tell you this, even just outside of the players, it's a business decision for the league and Indianapolis, right? Because, they host the combine every year. It brings revenue to the city of Indianapolis each year. And the NFL and NFL networks makes millions of dollars each year for their combine coverage because they're the only network that has the combine. Mm-hmm. So you got the ad money, although that revenue they're getting from the NFL combine. And guess what? It's in a time where the league, the NBA is not really hyping up for their playoff run, not just yet. They're just getting back into because the All-Star break just happened. So they can control the TV revenue for that 1 week because they're the hottest ticket because of the combine. And because you look at the NFL and the NFL combine and the NFL draft, those are two of the highest rated, besides the Super Bowl, highest rated NFL coverages of the year because they want to see the next step of these guys coming out of college and from the combine to, because every fan from every team that's dedicated like us are watching the combine and we're watching the draft. So the TV money and the ad revenue is definitely a reason why the NFL will not get rid of the NFL combine. So what do you guys think? Do you think, is the combine still relevant? Would you want to go to a regional thing where maybe you can attend in person? What do you guys think about the NFL combine and how it's set up right now?
The NFL combine is relevant because if it wasn't relevant, we would be stuck with Trayvon Walker. A. Hutchinson would have went to Jacksonville if the combine wasn't relevant. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. And then another thing is, I'm going to tell you right now, you give me $10 million, you can ask me whatever the hell question you want. You can ask me about my mama, did she used to smoke crack? Did she used to be a prostitute?
Well, everybody's not, but everybody's not getting $10 million. Everybody that's attending this combine ain't getting. You look at Malcolm Rodriguez, how much money he got compared to Aiden Hutchinson. He was at the combine too.
You can give me, listen here. Give me $500,000 a year, okay? And you can ask me, look, my uncle used to smoke crack, okay? And my daddy used to punk people, but he don't no more because he a Christian now. Like, are you gonna
Boy,
do
you
whatever you want,
wildin', you
man?
wildin',
I
you
don't
wildin'.
care. I don't care. You
My
taking
medical
me
and family
from
history ain't for sale. So, but I'm a
I
little
get
older
it.
than you, so
like, I'm not trying to. I mean, really, the medical history. I mean, what am I trying to hide? Like,
no.
I don't. You know
Well.
what
See,
I'm
here's my
saying?
thing. It may not be something you're trying to hide, but it's something that's not none of your freaking business to ask me about that.
But it
Mind
is
your
though.
business.
It
Mind
is when
your
it comes to
business.
people. It is when it comes to somebody investing all that money, and then don't be a part of the
It's
NFL. Then, but if they're investing millions of dollars into a player, then there's some things that they gonna want to know that the average job don't have no business knowing, because
but if it's
because
if it has
the job is solely
if it has
dependent on your
nothing to
physical
do
health.
if it has nothing to do with the players play on the field, if it doesn't affect that, you have no business asking the question.
My only question is, Curt, is like, because I get it, like I understand, because in my head I'm trying to figure a way to say it, like maybe they could limit like what questions they could ask, but
It
even
has
then,
to
like
be
what
some kind of regulations
medical,
to what they can ask in your if it's not part of your if it's not part of your injury history, as far as how it affects your play on the field. It should not be asked it should not be asked.
My question
in the
is
medical history.
like what medical, and because I get that, right? But like I'm still asking myself, what medical stuff would I want to have like that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I'm me, you know what I'm saying? So I can only speak for myself. But like I don't, and maybe not hide it or what, keep it your own business. But like then what Coach Mike said, like, what you trying to have? Like what is it? What is it
here's my thing.
What are we going to ask you about your medical history that you don't want us to know? And it could be very, very, very important. And it could go down to, and I don't want to take it that far, because it could be anybody. Let's say, God forbid, right? Completely hypothetical. It could be somebody who survived a school shooting. You might want to, you know what I'm saying? And you might not think that can affect their on the field play, but that's all mental. And the game is more mental than it is physical anyway. Even though the physical part is what you're gonna see and what is on display. But I don't know. I feel like
okay.
In a lot more professions we should ask more questions. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't know.
Here's the scenario
on the medical part. On the medical part,
right? Okay, I see you've had chlamydia 4 or 5 times. What the fuck?
What was I doing getting chlamydia 4 or 5 times?
That's not the business of the NFL.
I was a wild boy.
That's right, but that's not the that is not the business. That is not the business of the NFL.
I might get you 13 and a half sacks for the next 10 years, but I like it raw.
But that's a history that should not be discussed. But
decision making.
But you open up. That has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that.
It could.
Nothing to do with that.
You are a terrible decision maker when in moments of critical moments. So
that has absolute you reaching for the stars. That has absolutely nothing to do with that.
That's a direct correlation in my mind.
No, it is not. Get out of here with that. All right, man. Okay. Thank you guys for checking us out right here to Carolina Prowl. We got a little long on that subject, man. Absolutely nothing, man. But thank you guys for joining us right here in the program, man. Good conversation, man. We're going to revisit this subject again, probably on Monday, right before we get ready to talk about the combine that starts on Tuesday. But it's time to do my favorite thing, man. It's time for us to zip our lip to see what you had to say about the next show. Sexual, man. Nah. Let's do my favorite thing to do on the show, man. It's time for the comment cards, baby. First up, we got my man Tony Blumenshine. He's going to be a double comment today. Entry into today's comment card. So he's going first and last today. So first up, he says, sounds like a lot of injured players to be talking about the cornerbacks. He says, to me, I'm not sure if we want to go with players that get injured a lot. We have enough of those. Go Lions. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got enough injured players on our own team to get somebody else injured player.
Friend of the show, Shaman says, I think the Lions should go for Dean if they can get him on a team-friendly deal. Otherwise, Sutton would be my next pick. I don't think Dean is going to be anybody's team-friendly pick. His name too big. Like, people know his name, so he's not.
Except that his market value is like $16.5 million.
Yeah, he's not going to be cheap.
He ain't going to be cheap at all.
But I kind of like the idea. We find good guys. I like this year they found Mike Hughes. I don't really know what his impact was. He played okay when he finally got some more playing time toward the end of the season. He was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I trusted they'll find somebody. Thanks for the comment, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mr. Jiggles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like that name. It says, good predicament to be in. I'd be fine with drafting either Stroud or Young. Or we could trade for Lamar and Ramsey. Laughing emojis. I don't think he's serious about that last part. But you know what?
He said and Ramsey, not Lamar or Ramsey. He said
Yeah,
and Ramsey.
yeah. Laughing emoji. So like I said, man, that getting a guy to be behind Jared Goff that might take his place is not something that we should take lightly, because in 2024 and 2025, we got to have some tough ass decisions to make on that extension. I'm just saying, we got the picks, man.
Hey, Coach Mike, you remember what I sent y'all in the what's name? That was gonna be my topic today, but Micah Parsons popped up.
Yeah,
people might want Jared Goff, or they might want that trade for LJ.
Yeah, I ain't giving up all that draft capital for Lamar Jackson.
Hell to the no.
Nah, Robert Cuba, he has a correction for me, man, and I'm always down for that, man. Because I misspoke. He said Ron David Long Jr. boss, the Michigan kids at the Rams. I got those David Longs mixed up. Then they came out around the same time. But of course, David Long Jr. linebacker played at West Virginia, and the David Long, the defensive back, played at Michigan. So my apologies, everyone. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes you got to be corrected, but I appreciate you, Robert Cuba. Thank you.
All right. Players mess up too.
Yeah, players mess up.
Right. Willie Ross says, I'm taking the QB and sitting him behind Jared Goff just in case. Nate Sudfeld is our backup.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Absolutely,
I don't know. You don't necessarily got to take one of them guys that high, though.
The guy that
could be there in a second.
Hendon Hooker's gonna be there on day 3, maybe day 2. Day 2.
Yeah, day 2. I'm thinking
day 2 with the ACL, definitely. And Coach Jones, I tweeted back at you yesterday, man. I booed his mock draft. Boo! he took Malik Willis 2.0 at number 6. But go ahead. And that's
I only did that just to see how I could. That was I would never do that. I just did it just because.
Yeah, I was like, absolutely not.
I would never do it, but I did it once.
It's a mock draft. I'm playing outside.
Right.
Hey, who knows? And Tony Blumenshine says, I say we just draft 2 cornerbacks in the spring and we can get them on rookie deals and see if they can. Hopefully both of them will be great. You know what? I think we should. I think we should draft one early and one late, maybe one in the first round, possibly in the second round, and another one in the 5th round. We definitely need to see that cornerback depth. I'm against it.
Our defensive back room needs to be up, especially the cornerback room needs to be upgraded seriously. Definitely. Hey, man, thank you guys for joining us right in Detroit Lions the Prowl. Yo, home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. All right, now it's time to go to everyone else's favorite segment. It is called Dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you will love how they taste. Hit the link in the description to go to the Facebook page. If you don't do Facebook, go over to TikTok or Instagram, type in Delightful Bites in the search engine and see all that beautiful dessert footage. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, real quick. This came out, and I'm looking over at my guys, friends of the show, Proud of Detroit. Shout out to Jeremy Reisman, Eric Slitt over there. Calvin Johnson says he's excited to be back around the Detroit Lions again. What? In a recent interview with Jim Rome, he said he's excited to be back around the team. And that he had his issues with team president who had no business in the football and stuff in the first place, Rod Wood. Stay over there, do the hot dogs and the nachos and all that stuff like that, and set up the Wi-Fi in the stadium. But stay out of the football business, man. But Johnson said he's made some progress over the past few years, and he credits Lions COO, Chief Operating Officer, and the cap specialist, Mike Disner. COO, Chief Operating Officer, Mike Disner, for his role into getting him back and helping mend those fences. And to be honest with you, you know the CEO is CEO. He controlling that money. So hopefully we can get that stuff back into the
slid him a little something under the table.
And it's like, hey, he's excited to be around the team again. He said he wants to, he's got 2 young sons, and he wants to bring them around the team to show his boys, what he did as an NFL player, like, share his experiences with the football team. And then he's going to help mentor the young receivers that they have. So it's all good. They're getting better with Calvin Johnson and the Lions, man. So that's why are you giggling, Coach Jones?
Because you remember that movie Great White Hype?
Mm-hmm.
Remember back in the day? Remember when that reporter went in to talk to the Sultan, and then he came back out and he had a whole different tune on his face?
Yeah.
Remember when he came in, he's like, "We're gonna get him," and he came back out and he was like, that I just feel like that's what happened to Calvin. Like my business brought him in that room. He had slid Calvin that money. Calvin came out and was like, "I love Detroit."
Yeah, he did. He did how your auntie might used to do in the back of the day, seeing play numbers with $200 bills. Like, what the hell? Come to the store to play the numbers with $1 million. Like, just keep the change, baby.
Yeah, but
I always love Detroit.
But I would say this. I think that was a fractured relationship, and I think that really hurt. I think it hurt Calvin's feelings because what he did in Detroit and how you got to look at what he put his body through in Detroit as a player. Man, knock it off. The Calvin Johnson gave everything. Calvin Johnson was like, he would practice 1 day a week just so he can play. He would have to sit out and get treatment all week long just to play in the game on Sunday. So his body was just breaking down. People were, why did he retire? So he said it himself, man. He said, man, I had back issues and knee issues. Like I could barely walk during the week and I had to shut it down. But for him to give all that and then be treated that way, especially by Rod Wood, who had no business in the football stuff in the first place, I'm glad that the Lions are fixing that. And that, to me, that's a credit to Sheila Ford-Hampton, how she's running the organization. She told him, like I said before, you go over there, you handle the hot dogs, the beer vendors, all that stuff in the stadium, man. You handle all that stuff, our community outreach. But the football side, we're gonna keep that over here with somebody else. But that is your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you will love how they taste. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. Now take that quick walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. First up, we got my man, Everything King, man, Marcus King, man. Shout out to him and what he does, man. Brian Stover in the house, man. Joe Mo. We got Benny Siegel, Stan Spanos, and Jason Porters. Silver members, we got Batman and the 313. Henry Wallace, Kirkland Pratt, and Big Dale in the building. Today is the Gold Members meeting. It is Wednesday, 3 p.m. Y'all know where it is. Check the community tab. Same bat time, same bat channel. You got my man, Mr. Reliable Michael Hutt, Michael Lewis in the building. North End Kid, Mr. Rough and Raw himself, Dominic Davis. You got the tornado blowing in from the Utah area. And you got the jazzy one, Paul Jarose, and the Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that join now button in the description. Now it's time for final thoughts for today's show, man. Coach Jones, I'm gonna let you go first, man, with your Braylon Edwards looking self today, man. What you got for your final thoughts for today's show?
I'm gonna get this honorary toothpick out here. That's for Calvin Johnson cleaning all them ribs out his teeth. From that money he was through there. Shout out to Detroit Lions, man, for handling that business, Disner. Thank you, man. Bring Megatron back and lead and let that Hall of Famer just be happy.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see him like doing the stuff around the games. It's like you see burying on them cats walking around Ford Field. That's what's up. All right, man. What you got? LL, man. Ladies, get those recipes ready, man. Silverware t-shirt exchange. What you got, dude?
Yeah, man. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Have a great day. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Lions, man, for making that right. However you got it done. Glad they got it done. You know what I'm saying? You never want to hear, a great like that talking bad about the team. We're not really feeling that good about the team. So good for that. Yeah, have a great Wednesday, everybody. Oh, and another real short story about Micah Parsons and that dude from the Carolina Panthers. Fuck both of y'all. We see y'all this year. I wish I could do like I take my shirt off, rip it off like Hulk Hogan on y'all. So we'll see you later, brothers.
Yeah. Again, definitely. for those individuals, watch your mouth and mind your business. For me, it's Wednesday, man. Hump day, baby. Hey, we enjoy bringing you the content right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Again, Go Members meeting today at 3 p.m. It's Wednesday, hump day, baby. We'll be with you live on Friday for Free for All Friday. Make sure you tune in on Friday. We're going to have some fun, man. Talk some trash, man. And just talk Lions football. We're going to get you ready for the combine. As we're going to do next week, look at some of the players that we might want to see at the combine and what positions that we may be looking at. So tune in and find out what's going on Friday. And we're going to keep you updated with all the latest Detroit Lions news and rumors right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, man. Hey, you had your dollar conies, how my man say over there, LL, talk about there in Yaktown, man. Hey, get this napkin. I know you had a great lunch. Wipe them crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.